Hello, and today's video I'm going to do a review on my old friend Armando Lucero and his Papercuts, 4 volumes. Absolutely incredible. Wow. What I have to say is I've known Armando for about like 15 years roughly. I know him from the Gary Darwin's Magic Club. I've seen him in the development of a lot of the routines as well as his world's greatest matrix that he has. I remember when he was developing that. I know him from the days when he was performing at the Excalibur in Las Vegas. He was doing a manipulation act, card manipulation, and other things. And this will be my review of his paper cuts. Absolutely awesome. So we'll talk about some of the material that stands out to me. Of course, this is kind of a biased review, but overall, I would highly recommend for you to get these. It's a great investment. Many top magicians, such as Paul Vigil, use his matrix professionally. Very commercial, very artistic. He is. I'll give this a rate a number 10. So out of 1 through 10, it's a 10. So this is world class. So volume 1 of Papercuts is got Passing Through, Taco, The Ascension, and Chrysalis. So we'll talk a little bit about these. Taco is an effect where he has many different versions, of course, of everything, but he actually went on NHK on Japanese TV and he made the woman cry with this routine. She's crying because it's such a beautiful routine and the thought of card. So he tips that on here. The Ascension is his version of the Ambitious card routine, which is extremely visual. And I remember Armando developing this because over the years I've seen this evolve, and now it's evolved into something even better because he keeps improving, obviously, over the years. And I was there in the beginning stages of the Ascension because, of course, my favorite effect, or one of my favorite effects, is my Vicious Ambitious, and I have many different versions of that in my Ambitious card book. But back to this. This is one of my favorite routines on here, is the Ascension. Then he has Chrysalis. Throughout the whole thing, the videos are well shot, well taught, and he goes over so many incredible things. So on volume 2, Betwixt Me-ish, The Knowing Card, Morphic Resonance, The Art of Now, and Recapitulation. We'll talk about some of the concepts taught throughout all 4 DVDs. Very powerful scripting, some of the best scripts that I've seen. I've seen a lot of scripts. Paul Vigil has a lot of great scripts, for example. He uses T.S. Eliot in beautiful poetry. This is a way to raise your magic to the next level, of course, through your scripting. He teaches pattern interruption. Now we can go into, I could make tons of videos on a lot of these different principles because this is very deep. When you get into the Two Perfect theory, which he's also, he has a lot of magic theory as well because, of course, he's a world-class magician. So when you're talking about this, we can go on and on, but we'll keep this to the point. So the use of multiple methods, which is called the theory of cancellation, intersecting memories as subterfuge. Overall, it's about camouflaging the sleights and taking the heat off of the sleights through subtle misdirection and many principles that Armando teaches. Audience management, very important principles. Presets, cleanups, and overall camouflaging the method through choreography of the routine and the script and your actions and everything else, because there's layers upon layers of things. Next, volume 3, Merlin's Lost Aces. This is a really incredible ace routine, and I've already got my own idea, and I've already been working on my own variation of it, and inspired, which I will perform it in a future video, but I don't want to tip it. But it's very strong for ace assembly, and I've combined it with some other concepts. So I will do that in a future video. I'll do a performance video, but not an explanation. One of my favorite effects on here is also his Monty. He does his Mexican turnover, and he's got the best Mexican turnover, I think, that I've ever seen. And I remember him doing this years ago at the Gary Darwin's Magic Club. But he's got a really awesome Monty and poem routine on here, which I really love these routines. One of my favorite routines also, there's so many favorites, his Collector's Sting. it's a really great progressive collectors. And actually, I was working on a similar plot before, which I mentioned in a previous video. It's the plot of the collectors, but I actually have a different direction. But it's very similar because I changed mine to the kings. I have a different method, but it's interesting. We're working on the same type of basic plot of an advanced version of collectors. This is absolutely fabulous. He's got another routine on there, 4 pockets. One routine where he talks about the idea of exchanging the jacket with the spectator. I thought this is another one of the greatest effects on here, where you do like a traveler's, but to the spectator's pocket. And without getting into the methods, I really like the idea. All these ideas I love. This is just top notch. So next is From Nowhere. That's his 4-card production. He's got version 1 and version 2.0. And I think this is an excellent way to begin a routine to go into your favorite Ace assembly, or you could go into Matrix. There's so many. It's such a great way to structure a routine. So he talks about the concepts of managing suspicion, change blindness, affirmations in the magic. And this is ultimately about the concept of, in the two perfect theory of magic, of balancing the proof with the claim, showing restraint and choices in significance. So many great principles taught. This is world-class material, like I said. Volume 4 has retrograde double dealing, which is 4 blank cards change into the aces, and there's many other routines in there. His rising card that he's been doing since 16, I think that's a great rising card, and I've actually been playing with a new idea with that as well. Then he has many great transpositions, one of his favorite plots in Magic, which is one of my favorite plots as well. There's so many great transpositions you can do, and it's one of the strongest effects in card Magic. The concepts taught on the Volume 4, procedural management, making everything meaningful. Then he has final advice, interviews, and stories from his life and performances. There's so many things I could say about this. Go out and buy it now. This is just, it's absolutely great magic, and it's revolutionary magic. His card magic is superb. I absolutely recommend it, so go get it today.